Oh, Pocket, don't climb on those in case they fall on your foot.
It's exciting, isn't it?
He's very excited.
Would be like this. Wouldn't I? Roy told me off. He was in prime position on the bed.
Oh.
And Toby said, was he asleep? And I said, yes. So I was very naughty and must have woke him up.
Oh, Mum.
No.
Would you like a biscuit, Mum, or anything? Oh,
All right, I'll have a biscuit. What have I got?
tea or coffee?
Either, I don't
What
mind.
would you
No, what have
prefer?
you done?
I've got, but I've only put the bag
Yeah,
in.
that'll do. That's fine.
You sure?
Yeah. Come on, you're old
Yes.
loser.
Yeah, you can, Pocket.
You're like,
Right, let's
Tizzy.
get
If
you
you
some-
cool, if Roy met Tizzy, there'd be a boxing fight, wouldn't there?
There would.
Roy and Tizzy. Tizzy wouldn't have none of it.
There would.
He's going to be as big as him, I think.
You all right, Mum?
Oh, I forgot it now. I'm taking the sun.
Oh. Yeah, Luce and Lily and Nick are on their way.
Good.
The girls are leaving. But we've pretty much done everything. I've just got to sort the food out.
Yeah. Did you get your cakes done?
Yeah, I've made Mum, do you think this will be enough? So I've made a Victoria sponge and I've cut that into as many pieces as I can and then they can help themselves. And then I've got this.
My daddy's old one,
Yeah,
now
it's
it's
his
mine.
fault.
Oh, and you've got all the cards in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh,
And I've got these for the adults, these and Victoria sponge.
Yeah.
And then I've got all these fairy cakes for all the littlies and
Oh.
ice lollies
Yeah.
and some fruit salad
Yeah.
and load like jammy dodgers and
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So you think
I'll help
that's-
you put everything and do
Oh,
it. All right.
thanks, Mum. You don't have to.
No, come on.
Oh, you might have to help me look after Marilyn as well, if that's okay.
Marilyn, look after me.
Oh, yeah. Here's your juice, Toad.
What's that, sorry?
The dog zoomed off, Ruth
Oh, yeah,
said.
they left. They said, sorry to leave, but they got to shoot off, so...
The dog zoomed off, Ruth
Oh,
said,
no.
so they had to go and pick them up. That's perfect,
Yeah,
Mum.
yeah, that's fine, yeah, no problem. Yeah.
You all right, Mum? Thanks, Mum. You all right? Why?
Your mum was going to pull onto the track, and this guy pulled up next to the track, and then she stopped, and she was a bit panicky. And he bigged her. So I shouldn't have done it, so I gave him the middle finger. And if he'd have got out of the car, I would have. I dread to think what I would have done to him, but I'm going to call Fashion Police now. I've seen. It just wasn't safe to Toby down there.
No.
It's ridiculous, and I don't know how many times I can keep.
Was,
I'm going to
was
say,
Mum
look.
all right? She didn't say
She was
anything.
really shocked. I mean, she didn't know what to do. I mean, it's just.
Dear. That's all right, Toad. Oh, it's like a knife thing. Don't worry, Toad.
Stapler in a safe place. I forgot.
Pardon?
So I just put the stapler in a safe place.
Yes, I've just done that. Yeah. Where's who? Nanny?
Yeah, where was he going?
She's just coming.
Where was he going?
She's just going to put some bits in the car. Yeah.
Nanny was just looking at that, like scooter you had, and Uncle Mark and Auntie Sarah bought it for you. Do you remember? And Nanny can remember when you was on it, and it seemed so big, and now it looks so small, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look, can you see? Put your shoes on and I'll show you. I've got wrong foot.
I've got your tea, Mum, for you.
Alright,
Yeah, no problem.
I'll walk a bit more. Are they coming back? Oh, well, at least they see him, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
To give you your birthday present. Oh, there, let's come in. Yeah, the barbecue.
Why did you get another one?
Mum, Mike said there was a horrible man at the bottom of the track.
Oh yeah, because he parked and I see him and I didn't realise. And then I saw Mike, so I stopped and was talking to Mike and he got the
Oh, take no notice, we live it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But never mind. And there was quite a few coming through and there's signs everywhere saying not suitable for diverse traffic. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Yeah. But you can't, I don't like it when you've got lots of trees and you can't see these. And you can't see because of the trees.
Yeah.
And half of them were coming along almost on the other side of the road, I suppose, because they couldn't see and they don't slow
They're not
down.
used to driving down the roads and they go too fast.
Yeah,
Mike
no,
was
no.
sent Toby back with you.
Yeah.
Because he was really worried about him being down there
Yeah,
with him. Because
yeah.
Toby and I walk along there
Yeah,
quite a lot, but
I
we
know.
can't at the minute
No,
because
no.
it's for another 4 weeks.
2nd of September, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's not like that normally at all. It's really, really quiet. We, you know, we walk down the road, me and Tobes, and we see like, you know, one person, if that usually. So
I've got my phone,
yeah.
so I thought I'd use my camera on my phone.
Of course you can, Mum.
I'll do that. Yeah, thanks. But I'm going to try and get on with my camera because I like my camera and I haven't used it for ages.
That's a good idea, Mum.
Okay, is that all right up there with
Of
my
course. Would you like shortbread, Mum? Shortbread biscuit?
camera? I'll put a cushion there.
Of course you can.
Oh,
Would you like a shortbread too, Tobes?
Are you talking?
Oh, thanks. You'd like one of those too? All right, let's get those out for Nanny. Sorry, I should put them on a plate.
no, it doesn't matter. You've got enough to do, don't worry. Oh, bang.
You give one to Nanny. That's it. They're Marks and Spencer's.
Okay.
Oh, my
Oh,
husband
that's
was wobbly.
You sit down.
Yeah,
Sit
sit
down.
down. I've not got much left
Don't
to
do too much. I'll do stuff. All right, tell me.
Ah, thank you, Mum.
Yeah, that Marks and Spencer's food. God, I went down.
Did you?
I spent 50 quid on drink.
Oh,
It was-
oh, that's okay.
Yeah, it was
It's all right
Rex's.
to
It was
do
Rex. There was
that.
pink rosé,
But it's,
and then there was the white. Yeah, no, I don't care.
treats,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it?
And then I got all sort of nice pies. I even got, they're doing butcher's sausages, because I think a lot of the butchers are going on.
They are lots of clothes.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I thought you meant you were cross with them, but you mean you.
No, it's really, really good. And got the sausages as well, and then got Dad some beef burger, all the stupid things, and pies and that, got those. And then I got some lovely desserts like sponges, sort of all rolled up with cream and stuff and all that. So yeah, I was really pleased. I said how pleased, I was. And he's so nice, that man who wanted to carry my stuff out, Reese. I did the thing to win £250, but I just said how good the store was.
And that goes back to them.
Yeah, and they've got a little bakery department, and there was one lady, she came out and said something, and then there was about 6 of them all crowded around her, and then they were all really laughing, and you could tell they really got on. And then I got talking to one of the ladies, I don't know why, and she told me she used to work in a bank, but she works for them, and then she was saying how miserable and awful her husband was, and that's why she had to come out, she didn't want to be around him. So they were all really, and none of them could do too much for you, whatever you wanted. And I thought, this is really, really nice. And I said, this is ideal. It's really, I said, in Sittingbourne, it's unbelievable. And they were really pleased. And yeah.
I mean, they've got loads of supermarkets in Sittingbourne, but to have one that's, high end and nice, and you go and have a cup of tea there as well.
That's exactly it. Yeah,
It's
really.
just round the corner for you, so that's really nice.
And I said to him, for years, his shop at Marks, I said, you've really got it right here. And they were pleased. And I put all that in the thing, sort of answer from that.
Oh, good. I like going. I often take Tobes if I'm out, or I sit by myself if he's at preschool and go for a cup of tea at Marks and Spencer's and have a toasted tea, in any of the food, because they all have a little cafe on if I've got to get some milk or something like that. Because they are, and when I had Tobes with the pram, they would always quiet, Poppy, no problem, just stay quiet because I think Daddy's on the phone. But they'd always offer to carry the tray over for me because they had Tobes in the pram. So
Really nice.
they are nice.
It's good.
Oh, good.
And it's easy, and because it's that big retail park. So yeah.
Yeah, you've got pets at home. You get Tizzy's bits and things. So.
Oh, Minnie, that cat. She's so funny. She really is funny.
No, it's all right. You should not.
She tells you off. But she comes in the room now and goes, and I go, what? And goes,
No.
it's funny, it's so funny. I said, what do I do? I let her out and I thought, oh, she won't come in if he's there on his own. But I think she will, because she goes out and then she comes in for a drink or something to eat. But she's completely her own boss.
Yeah.
Completely. She's worse than Gizzard. Worse than Gizzard. Really fun. And she's so big.
Her tail's
I
ginormous.
know. That's
Very
it.
thick.
I don't think it's right because it's striped. But
Oh no, that doesn't. No, well, I remember Mrs. Wolfe, when we got Gizzy and Lizzie, she said to us that we couldn't breed from them or anything, but she said that they wouldn't have won awards because they had stripes in their tail.
Oh, so it's common then, isn't it?
Yeah, very common. So. Oh yeah, I've got one. Oh, you sure?
Yeah.
And then there's like things that you can have one more toast, but can you have some juice that's on your bench first, and I'll get you one more.
it's good, it's not. I feel really excited.
Yeah, I think he will. We've had a message this morning to say, can Miles come? And we didn't hear back from his mum. And so Tobes is excited Miles can come, because poor and
too nice.
They are nice, aren't they? And Arlo, his little friend Arlo,
That's
isn't
a
very
nice.
well,
Oh.
so he can't come.
Oh.
But everybody else can come, and Miles is coming now. Which
Yeah, but why can't Arlo come?
he's not very well, he's been sick.
Oh.
So Mummy said to Arlo's mummy, when they get back from their holiday, that Arlo can come round to have a play.
Oh.
Would that be okay?
Gosh, you've got 18 friends that can come and play.
And that we've not invited everyone, because I didn't know who to. I should have really asked Mrs. Scott, I think. But, oh.
Oh. Oh.
And they got him a book.
Oh. I told Tracy about what she'd put in there. And he went like this, Tracy. He said, I said, it doesn't matter what, if they learn nothing, if they're like that to kiddies. And he went, he said, I don't know what to say, Chris. He said, that in this day and age, that is absolutely amazing. I said, but you know, they must really love the kiddies. He said, yeah. Oh, it's Carl. Oh, that Carl. I was dreaming coming along. I used to dream of, but it was all too much. And I'd have an Alfa Romeo and just drive till I got down to And then I thought, no, not an Alfa Romeo. So I've gone through in my mind what car I would have. I like Tracy's TR4, but I decided, without any hesitation, it would have to be a Porsche.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
if you win the lottery, I'm first on the list for a Porsche.
Yeah, of course,
The
Mum.
cookies for the children.
No, they're for us for lunchtime.
Oh, right.
Oh, no, they're
Can we have one now?
yeah,
Yeah.
for me. Well, it's 10 to 12.
Yeah.
I thought maybe I should do a sandwich in them.
Yeah, I'll do that. That's no
I
worries.
can do that.
That's all right, I just need a-
wondering if you could take
Yeah, I
the
can do
Hoover
that.
up in a bit and
Cookies?
yeah, they're oatmeal and raisin, Mum. We like it. Well, sorry, I'm flipping through them. Oh no, thank you. That's good.
Do that one.
Oh, they're lovely. They're soft. Some of them are really hard.
Oh, nice, isn't it? Yeah, because it's your birthday. You can have every biscuit, cream cake, ice cream, and sweetie today that you want.
Could be like this at the end of the day.
Oh, it was on his bouncy castle. Oh, he loves it, Mum. Did this giant jump, and Mike didn't see it, but he did this backflip off down the slide, and then landed on it.
I get he's somersault.
Don't do that too much, eh?
Where's this bouncy castle?
It deflates. The minute you turn the thing off, it just goes vroom. And then when you turn the pump back on again, it just inflates in like 3 seconds.
Oh, really? That's the one in the boat?
No, just in 1 minute.
Oh, in 1 minute.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does Roy get on it and go like that?
No, Roy's not
I can see
keen
Roy on it going bouncing.
Yeah.
It's like that, isn't it? I'll tell you who would be on it. Tismo, she'd be at the top of it.
She would.
Wouldn't she?
She would.
He's a real pickle, that Tismo.
I think we've nearly done everything. Oh, still a few stinging nettles and weeds, but I just I'm not really
Don't notice.
Do you think so? Oh, here's Roy.
Hello, Roy.
We
On the bouncy castle.
getting bullied by Valdec.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, he was out in the garden the other night with Mike and saw Valdec. Valdec came up near to him, and Mike said Roy hissed at Valdec, but then got worried and wouldn't leave Mike. So they think that now Valdec's top boss.
What's it here? Ordinary model?
I don't know, he's a beautiful cat. Thing is, he's an elderly cat, but he's grey. He looks like a Russian blue, but with a white tummy. Oh, it's his radio.
Had him a long time.
Margaret's had him ages, I think. It was both our cats are rescue cats that came to the vets that she worked at. I think they came from Wales, where she used to live. So
Oh, did she?
yeah, she funny enough, she lived and had a practice was where we went on holiday the other month, Cardigan way.
Nice,
So,
yeah.
yeah. She says she don't think James will want to go and see it because that's where she lived with her ex.
Oh,
Yeah.
what, was she married? Or?
Don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know.
How did she meet James then? Oh, she must have broken up and then come here or something.
Look, he came round yesterday to drop off her mum. We'd made James a cup of coffee over the fence, and Mike said, she said, how did you get on with the decorating? And Mike said, oh, I want to come and have a look. And I was still in my pyjamas tidying up, but it was really nice. He was the first one to see it. We're always talking about each other's houses and swapping tips.
Did
And
you do this as well? You did? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that everything was that colour. The whole house was that
What,
colour.
creamy?
But you can see all on this, they're just not weathered well because it was
Yeah.
£10 a pop.
Never
I
mind.
think, yeah. I mean, that was all we could afford really at the
Yeah.
time.
No, it's nice, it's brighter. isn't
Daddy,
it?
Yeah.
can we do a barbecue?
Are they coming?
Well, so I'm going to make us some
Oh, they
sandwiches.
are
I
coming.
think they're just
And I'm going to do a barbecue.
Can you do me a burger?
But I just have a pretend one.
I was telling
Okay.
Dad, changing the subject.
You got
Do you remember
pretend.
it's Sebastian
Yeah.
Fuchs and he wrote Birdsong?
I need you to help me do it.
He's a very good writer, very prolific.
Daddy,
Not joking, I'm just going to make a...
Nick and Liz will be here any minute.
We're making that
We'll see in case they wanted any first. Yeah,
Oh, right.
if that's all right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mum, but
So Walterstone's send me regularly what's on their list and that. And he's written this new book. I've got to get it. It's £20, but I think you can get it for about 14.
Right.
And it's all about Paris.
yeah.
And it's about a girl, and she's an academic.
doing it inside or
She's
outside?
writing about Paris.
We're doing it inside or
And it's
outside?
about a lad,
Outside.
and he's from Algeria. And do you remember where Rex lived? All those people that lived there, and they took them out of everywhere and dumped them in the middle of nowhere. That was what happened, and that is in a lot of France that's happened. So he's written this book about these two different people, and then they come together as a couple, and then you're looking at both of it. Why the people in Paris, why the French government did it, because they fought for them. So that was why they came over.
it's very interesting. It's a
Look, I get that.
story.
Yeah, then he's made it into a story, but it's historical facts.
Sorry, just
Sorry. Did you hear that Macron? They think he's going, and there was a picture of this one.
the bodyguard, and he's actually, they said he's made a very unusual step of saying, he is not my partner. So, interesting.
Very, very interesting. I think that's,
Yeah.
I think that's why she was married. And
Could
anyway,
be, Mum.
sorry,
No.
it's their own Catholic country, so covered it up. Sorry, go on.
We were watching The Crown last night, and Dad thinks he can get Netflix for you both, because Mum, it's brilliant. You'll be hooked by it. It's that good. And the episode last night was Edward the Eighth who abdicated.
Yeah, Duke of Windsor.
Duke was all about him, and it was showed how they'd found a German Hitler's assistant had tried to trade his freedom by hiding some archives that he knew the Allies would be very interested in, and it was all these documents, telegrams between Hitler and Edward and the episode was about how he'd come over to England in like 1958 or something, and had asked if he could have a job
58,
again.
38,
Oh.
28, 28.
Yeah, I mean, he'd been, you know, a long while after her coronation, he decided he still wanted to serve the country, so he wanted a job.
Oh, what, Edward the
Yeah,
you meant
yeah.
Hitler, sorry.
Oh, no,
Sorry,
no.
for 2 seconds. Is it right if I move your car just slightly? If
Yeah,
that's
of
all
course
right. I'm
it
just
is.
going to,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you should, Mum. Yeah.
I'll move it back out for you afterwards. Just,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's fine. Put it anywhere on the roof. I can manage it. I don't mind.
I think he's just getting the excuse, Mum, because he likes driving it.
Thank you.
I'm coming, Daddy.
Okay.
Let's go.
So he'd come over and he'd asked Parliament for a job,
Yeah.
and they'd found him one as like a diplomat ambassador or so, because he wanted to serve his country still, he said. And but the Queen then found out all what he'd done, and apparently
What, the Queen Mum? Because she has.
she knew, yeah, but they kept stuff from Elizabeth, and they gave her this document that they found that was the German Hitler's assistant had saved to give them, and it was all telegrams between Edward and Hitler, and it said that if that the English people had been bombed so much, they were sure to give up very soon, at which point Hitler could invade. This is what Edward had said, and that they conspired that if Hitler then conquered Britain, he would then reinstate Edward as king and, you know, dispose of his brother. And the Queen didn't know this until like 1958 or
Our Queen.
Our Queen. And she, the episode is about her learning of this and this moral dilemma, you know, trying to know what's best to do to forgive her uncle. But then she finds this out, and she said that part of your application was that then the future monarch says whether or not you are allowed to come back into this country, and I forbid it. And she didn't, and it was brilliant. And at the end of the episode, it showed several pictures of the actual Edward the Eighth with Wallace Simpson shaking Hitler's hand, and he tried to spin it and say at the beginning of the episode that he wanted peace, and Hitler, you know, Germany had been in such a terrible state, they all thought that Hitler was the man to turn the country around, and they thought they should support Germany, and that they wanted peace so that there wouldn't be any more war or anything. So he tried to say that was why he did it, but then the Queen found out that he plotted with Hitler to overthrow her dad. And apparently that's real, that happened, and I didn't know any of that. So, it's brilliant, The Crown, Mum. You'd really enjoy
The
it.
other thing that's interesting with Wallace Simpson, and there's like hints of this, that, and when you see pictures of the Duke of Windsor before he became king, when he was a young lad, he's quite gay looking, and the way he's dressed is quite, you know, and nothing against people, but in those days, you know,
Yeah.
and he's really sort of dressed in nothing the way all the rest of the royalty, very staid and all that. And then, I've not read it, but you bought me the Wallace Simpson book, and I've not read, but I've looked at bits of it. And there's, and something else I heard as well, and she had so many men, and so many marriages as well. And there was talk that when she just before she married Duke of Windsor, that she got someone, and this was meant to be who she really wanted. She didn't want Duke of Windsor.
Yeah.
This bloke.
Yeah,
So
an
she-
American
yeah,
heir to
Yeah,
fortune.
yeah, and wanted a baby with him, so she could say it was hers and the Duke of Windsor's, and that she was prepared to do that because the Duke of Windsor was gay.
Oh, that's very interesting.
That was how it was put in.
Yeah.
That was why he wouldn't want to be king, because he wouldn't want to have to marry someone and produce the heirs. Didn't want to do it, did he?
Oops, yeah. Cool,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Never heard that before.
Yeah, so I'll dish it out and, you know, sort of have a look and go through and see what I thought, that she really loved this bloke. She wanted to marry him, but he wouldn't marry her. He was like W.R. Hearst, billionaire bloke, and went off and married someone else, and she was so, you know, she thought, oh, I can have a baby, then I can make out it's Edward's, wasn't it?
That's right.
Which would have then cleared it, and if he was king and they'd have kept the throne, then there would have been, but the heir wouldn't have been, it would have been the millionaire from there. People that have got money are so, I saw versions of it working with Fielders, you know, with banks, and Auntie Annette always said, and I thought, oh, you're stupid, but she was right in a way. She always said, just because you've got money, Christine, it doesn't mean to say they're nice people.
No, that's it.
And I thought, but then you get awful people in whatever, don't you?
Whatever. That's it.
Yeah, so both two interesting things. You're not, what they want you to know and what they don't want you to know.
But yeah, I'll have to, another one. Really good that The Crown. I think you'd really like it. Even if you Dad can't get Netflix, then I'll see if I can get it on DVD for you to watch, because Mike and I are just riveted by it. And it's just so well done. It's all political stuff about Winston Churchill
He was a
and
science guy, and his family was terrible, weren't they? Really,
that's it.
Thanks for that.
That's all right,
Yeah, Medals are here now as well.
There's Nick and Lucy here. Should we have a wander out for dinner? You don't have to.
That's got this sun out on. I put this and it's itching.
Oh, alright.
Put that there if you want it back. Put it back up.
No, put it there. No, I was going to put them outside. So take your cushion.
Oh, God, it's hot, isn't it, Minna?
Yeah.
Is my bag all right here, or should I put it away?
Yeah, I might put it in. Mama, perhaps I could. I've put mine in here. Just to cover
Oh, okay. I'll put it in there. Yeah,
Would
then
that
it's
be
away.
what-
Yeah, I'm not saying, but it's
no,
just
Max
best
said
not
the
to.
same to me.
Yeah.
We have a tin where people gift vouchers we've not spent.
Yeah.
You know, Toby's cheque and things like that. And Mike said put that up in our bedroom.
Another thing, I've told you that before though, when I worked for Fielders, the Duke of St Albans was the top bloke. And I said, oh, Christine, you know, the Duke of St Albans, you have to call him your grace. And I went, no, I don't, because he's the bastard of Neil Gwynn. I'm not calling him anything. And I held cracked up loud. No.
Oh, Lily's here.
Lily.
Oh, Lily. I'll carry this for Toby.
How are you? Oh, don't worry with your shoes, sweet.
Don't worry, Lily, do you remember my mummy? It's Toby's nanny.
Hello.
Should we go?
Did you open that present?
I thought you were from our decorating. Did I put it on my shoulder?
How on earth did you manage to get it all in there?
Oh no! Shall I get you some lily juice? And would you like a cup of coffee or a tea?
Give the straw present there.
Pardon?
Give the straw present there.
Is there?
Go.
Hello.
Yes, thanks, how are
Nice
you?
to see you. Yeah, fine.
Good to see you as well. It's been a long time.
Yes. Enjoyed not being at work. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's a different life, it's nice,
Well, not stress-free, but a lot less
Oh,
stressful.
it's a silly thing to get at work. You think, oh, why do they say that? Why do they do that?
I'm alright,
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
No, because Abby said
Oh yeah, we've got it. Yeah, Michael Budd on the cake. Thanks so much for doing the cuddling balls.
No problem.
Lily, you need to put your hat on, please. Oh yeah, Toads, just put your hat on if Lily's got a hat on. Because if Lily's got it on, Toby will wear a hat as well, so that probably works out a bit better. Do you want another cup of Mum?
No,
You sure? You're okay? There's nothing to put anything
And it's only
anywhere.
Lily's swimming stuff and the big balloon hubs, but I don't really need them.
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
That Paul and Ray just nipped in,
Oh,
and
okay.
that I've got them blowing up. But about 8 popped out of 36.
That's a nice hat.
Well, if you need it, there's in there for you spares.
Are you enjoying it?
But that's just Lily's swimming
Made
stuff
lots of
because that's
friends.
obviously the paddling pool.
Oh, well done. That's good. So you've broken up now.
She can don't she just take them like
So you're bringing the big ones, you won't bring the small ones. You can look at the small ones and say, are you okay?
Excuse the carnage up there. It's a bit one of those. But then you can make up if you need to change it or anything. Not change it, you know what I mean.
I've got my camera, so I know where it is. It's in there.
Sure, Mum.
Oh, that's it. I'll keep those on. I think you can see what it is. Oh, dear. Oh, sit here.
Oh, wow! Yeah, that's what's that from Lily Toes and Auntie Lucy.
That's exciting.
That's amazing. Toes, what do you say? Auntie Lucy's coming down.
It's a duvet cover.
For your new bed. What do you say, Toby? For him to give Auntie Lucy a cuddle and Lily a cuddle to say thank you? Yes. Why don't you love Auntie Lucy a kiss then and say thank you for all your
Very
healing?
welcome.
You could show Lily your bedroom if you wanted.
Oh, that bed. I should take that bed.
Don't worry, Lily. Thank you for
Cat
asking.
was on it, and Roy, and he told me off.
Yeah, it's Roy's bed now. So.
That's what I know. I must have woke him up. It wasn't very pleasant.
That's wonderful, Luz. Thank you so much.
It's all right. I know it's not toys and it's kind of not as exciting for him at the moment, but when it's on his bed, hopefully.
Being beside himself, it glows in the dark.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, thank you so much. I really
He loves all that, doesn't he, with the moon and the stars and all.
loves his space. I think Michael Budd will be just as excited as well. So that's good.
It's okay.